So we have a confirmed tornado warning here. And if I can find the live stream here. So this is right next to Denver International Airport, which is right there, I believe. Yeah. So this is an observed tornado warning here. So this is until 3:15 Mountain Time. So 5:15 Eastern, 4:15, so on and so forth. So this is for northeastern Denver County and northeastern Colorado, and north central Adams County and northeastern Colorado, until 3:15 Mountain Time. At 2:16 Mountain Time, a confirmed tornado was located over the north end of Denver International Airport grounds, but north of the terminal and concourses, or 20 miles northeast of Denver, moving northeast at 10 miles per hour. This is a weather spotters confirmed tornado. And this tornadic thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of northeastern Denver and north central Adams counties. So if we take a look at velocities here, it's fairly messy here. I'm not seeing anything. Check spectrum width, and I'm not really seeing anything that would suggest a tornado's down. However, there is the gap in the velocity coverage right there. So that could be where the possible tornado is hiding right now. But we'd have to wait and see on that one. We also have a bunch of severe thunderstorm warnings across the board right now that we will be covering here. We have a special weather statement here. Strong thunderstorm 17 miles northwest of Pritchett, or 28 miles west of Springfield, moving northeast at 40. Strong winds may occur without any rain or lightning. So this one is saying that in front of these storms right here, there could be strong damaging gusts in front of it that could produce gusts up to 50 miles per hour here. So we have a new I think this is a new one. Yes. We have a new mesoscale discussion here. Mesoscale discussion 1130. I should probably make sure I have the chat on here. That may help. So, mesoscale discussion 1130. Geez. This is for northeastern Wyoming, southeastern Montana, and western South Dakota concerning the severe potential, and a watch is likely. So, probability of watch issuance is at an 80%. Strong to severe storms should develop this afternoon from the higher terrain near a quasi-stationary front. Evolving supercell structures will likely pose a risk for large to very large hail, strong damaging winds, and perhaps a couple tornadoes. A weather watch is likely before 21Z. And I need to go upstairs to my room and grab my Chromebook here, because I actually have a conversion chart, which could probably be helpful right about now. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to take a few minutes and say, if you want to keep track of all of the severe weather happening around you or the United States, I'd recommend you subscribe to this channel. It's free and it would help me out a lot in reaching my goals for this channel. And time to time, I occasionally track tropical weather as well. However, I haven't been able to recently, just with school ending and all that stuff. But any severe weather that happens over the next week, I'll be able to cover here live. Just gotta log in here. Take a minute. So, while I'm waiting for my Chromebook to load up here, we are going to go right into the discussion. Jeez, I cannot talk, apparently. So, mid-afternoon, water vapor imagery showed an anomalously deep mid-level trough moving onshore across the Pacific Northwest and spreading eastward across the Central Rockies. Height falls ahead of this feature are evident in the broad clouds, stratiform precipitation ongoing across eastern Idaho and western Montana and Wyoming, roughly marking the position of an east-west oriented quasi-stationary front. Over the last half hour, lightning has emerged along the front across northern Wyoming, likely in response to strong diurnal heating and subsequent surface destabilization. As ascent from the approaching mid-level trough, weak upslope forcing and surface heating moistening along the front continue, remaining INH, sorry about that, should dissipate, resulting in vigorous thunderstorm development across southern Montana and northern Wyoming. 1,500 joules per kilogram of mid-level CAPE and 50 knots or more of effective shear evident on VAD VWPs and the 19Z UNR special sounding suggests supercells will be the dominant storm mode. Strong vertical shear and the degree of buoyancy lapse rates suggest large to very large hail is possible along with damaging wind gusts. Array-backed surface winds hint that low-level photographs will likely enlarge through this evening in response to increasing ascent and strong east-northeasterly upslope flow. The large 0 to 2 kilometer storm relative winds and enhanced vorticity ingestion along the front suggests a few tornadoes will also be possible, with the more discrete supercells able to develop. A weather watch is likely needed by 21Z across portions of Montana, South Dakota, and Wyoming. So if I pull that up here, and seeing that, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning here. So 21Z it looks like 5, I think. When's this one? I think there's a new one that was just issued. Yeah, there's another new mesoscale discussion down here. This is Mesoscale discussion 1132. Where's 1031 at? Oh, 1131 is over here. Okay, so let me take a look at 1131 first. So they are saying a watch is unlikely for parts of northern Indiana, western and southern Ohio, central West Virginia, and adjacent Virginia. And a watch is unlikely here, and the probability of a watch being issued is 20%. So they're saying in the summary, widely scattered, strong to occasionally severe storms, posing risk for hail and potentially damaging wind gusts, are possible through 5 to 7 p.m. EDT, or Eastern Daylight Time. Generally weak but persistent convective development with embedded thunderstorms, not supercells, has been occurring with a relatively narrow eastward advancing corridor across parts of the Middle Ohio Valley. This appears to be just ahead of the leading edge of a plume of warmer and more stronger capping elevated mixed layer air emanating from the Great Plains and along the southwestern periphery of stronger cyclonic mid-level flow to the southwest of a mid-level low, slowly turning eastward to the south of James Bay. I have no idea where James Bay is, so if someone in the chat can tell me where that is, I will greatly appreciate that. So, southerly low-level inflow into the storms appears to be emanating from a seasonally moist surface dew points around 65 to 70 degree boundary layer, which has been slowly destabilizing. Limited, at least somewhat, by relatively warm mid-level temperatures, mixed layer Cape is convective available potential energy. If anyone was wondering what that is, may only be around 1,500 joules per kilogram. However, deep layer shear beneath 30 to 40 or more knots west-northwesterly flow around 500 millibars may support occasional supercell structures, and I do not believe anything new has been issued. No, just the fire outlook. Anyway, what was I saying? There we go. Around 500 millibars may support occasional supercell structures, posing a risk for hail and locally strong surface gusts as stronger cells become increasingly rooted within the boundary layer late this afternoon. So that's for this area right in here. We still have a bit of cells in North Carolina and Virginia. Those are our main concern. I am, however, going to take a look at this storm because it does have a tornado possible tag. And there is broad rotation with this. Red's going away from the radar, green's moving towards. Right in the middle there is where our tornadic rotation would be. But obviously the National Weather Service doesn't believe currently that this storm will go tornado warned, I should say. What are you? Where is this coming from? Is that... This may be contamination, but I am not sure. Star in Nelsonville, I'd take your tornado precautions now, just in case, because this storm does look like it is trying to go tornadic. This is just to the southeast of Columbus, Ohio. Southeast by approximately 44 miles, give or take. So that's that storm here. So we're going to go to mesoscale discussion 1132 now. And there's also a watch possible up here with a 60% chance of a watch being issued. So thunderstorms are expected to increase in coverage and intensity as high-base storms move eastward into a more moist, unstable environment later this afternoon and evening across northeastern Colorado and western Nebraska. These storms will pose a threat of large hail and damaging winds, so a severe thunderstorm watch is possible. Large hail ascent is apparent in satellite imagery from northern New Mexico. I cannot speak. From northern New Mexico into southern Wyoming, resulting in an increasing cumulus field and isolated thunderstorm development east of Denver. As the convection shifts eastward into a more moist and unstable environment, the coverage and intensity of thunderstorms are expected to increase. Given an environment characterized by over 1,000 joules per kilogram of mid-level CAPE and 30 to 40 knots of effective layered bulk shear stronger to the north, the initial storms may have supercell characteristics with a threat for large hail and damaging winds. As the number of storms increases, merging outflows aided by evaporative effects of high-base storms should result in one or more eastern moving clusters over northeastern Colorado and the Nebraska Panhandle, posing a primary I'm assuming they mean a primary threat there of severe damaging winds this evening. And there's a new tornado warning up here in Minnesota. What? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we have... Where is this? This is coming from Fargo. Is this an anticyclonic? I think this may be a anticyclonic. What are you? What are you doing here? Bruh. So, guess we're also doing radar analysis for, Canada here. Where's this radar coming from? I think this is an anticyclonic rotation as well. No, this one is an anticyclonic. But that's a tornado on the ground. So at 2:37 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Environment Canada meteorologists are tracking a severe thunderstorm that is producing a tornado. Damaging winds, large hail, and locally intense rainfall are also possible. Doppler radar indicates strong rotation on thunderstorm 10 kilometers west of Stalwart, moving east at 30 kilometers per hour. Large hail is also possible. This is a dangerous and potentially life-threatening situation. Tornado warnings are issued when imminent or occurring thunderstorms are likely to produce and or are producing tornadoes. And this one is definitely producing a tornado. But my goodness, that hook here. I'm going to change the color here so you guys can see it. We have inflow streaming into this storm. And there's nothing in front of it either, so these storms will continue to form. And I think we have another supercell forming right over here as well. Why won't... That's why, because it doesn't even show up. Puts me to the closest radar, but it doesn't show it. So this storm will have no radar coverage on. They need to put like a radar like right there. Oh my. So this storm is still going. Still has good rotation. And oh, that may be going. No, well, there's really nothing going on currently. We are going to check the National Hurricane Center because there are risks of tropical weather forming again in the Pacific and the Atlantic. The Atlantic isn't expected to form into anything here. but the Eastern Pacific has 2 areas, and the one in red, I'm actually going to switch back over here. This one right here is the one we are watching for the highest chance of tropical development right now. And there's some reason a serious storm up here now that's coming off of Lake Huron? I think that's Lake Huron. Nope, Lake Ontario. Okay. Huron is over here somewhere. Lastly, maybe some broad circulation on this storm, but nothing too bad right now. Rose, Huron, Clyde. I'd watch this storm, though, very carefully. And, of course, I'll be watching all of these as well. But, obviously, our main focus right now is on the tornado warnings. Currently, we have 2 right now. One in the United States and one up in Canada. And I am going to jump back to the one in Canada, because it is looking like that one is beginning to get a hail core on it as well. This one still has a hook echo on it, so this thing is still rotating. But, geez. Strasbourg, I think. I'm hoping I said that right. I'd be prepared to take your safe place. Not from this storm. We have numerous supercells starting to fire out up here. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 supercells here that I can clearly pick out. Yep, that one's rotating as well. So that's something to note here. Kabar, there isn't any warning for you yet, or Dysart, but I'd recommend getting into your tornado safe place now. Bunch of rainfall warnings and a bunch of special weather statements. Sorry, I think for a minute. I'm not sure why, but it did. This thing has broad rotation. Selena, cold water, I'd watch out for this storm. Anyone on Grand Lake St. Mary's, I'd be watching this storm very carefully. I'm not seeing too many signs of rotation right now, but you all know how quickly things can change here. The storm we were watching near Columbus is now severe warned, and velocities have just died. So that's something to note here. Also keeping an eye on all of these. Obviously, because I live in that general area and my dog doesn't like storms. So that's something to note there. It is officially 5 p.m. and a new outlook has just been issued here, and my SPC has died. So let's take a look here. It does not look like they have changed anything. They keep the 5% tornado risk. They keep the 30 sig wind. They have maybe decreased the 30% sig there for the hail. But from my knowledge, I do not believe they have issued a SVA or a severe thunderstorm watch yet. So that's good news here. They issued that mesoscale discussion 1,130, 37 minutes ago. They said that a watch would be likely before 21Z. And it is now 21Z. So that's something to note there. We still only have our 2 tornado warnings. We have this one, which honestly is looking like a mess now. And then we have this one over in Canada, which is still looking impressive. Then these we can't get a good look at because we're too far away from Rapid City's radar or Bowman Air Force Base. that's our best look that we have at this severe thunderstorm warned storm right now. So that's a tad bit unfortunate there. We're going to jump back down to these storms down here. What are you? Oh, that may be something. That could very well be something there. It's in North Carolina. What's this one? Where's Auburn at? That's like where Raleigh radar is. So that's not. Maybe Williamston. Downtown Raleigh, no. Downtown. Durham Bulls, no. Come on, give me something. Oh, hush, Bo. Carolina Beach, North Carolina Webcam. Oh, actually. Will this load or no? This is to the northeast of Raleigh. And it does not look like there is a camera near there, so that is unfortunate. We do have a camera with this storm here, So if I can pull that up. Will it load? No. Looks like this camera has been down since July 4th of last year. So that's funny. So unfortunately, it does not look like we have any live cameras on this storm. So, Woodland, Allwater, Allander, Lewiston, Woodville, Asoke, Powellsville, Winston, Cofield, Murfreesboro, Conway. I'd be taking your tornado precautions now. I would not be surprised if this thing gets a tornado warning on it soon. No, I don't want to. So, this right here, believe it or not, chat, was what got me on the live stream in the first place. If you remember, when I first started, I was live because of a confirmed tornado. And it seems like their National Weather Service in Fargo is going to let this tornado warning expire. I'm assuming that would be the case. Oh, it would probably be Grand Forks. Nothing on it, but I would assume that they are probably going to cancel that warning, and I think they have. However, a tornado watch has just been issued. National Weather Service has issued tornado watch 350 in effect until 10 p.m. Mountain Time this evening for the following areas. This includes 2 counties in Montana. That includes Carter and Powder River counties in Montana and Sheridan County in Wyoming. And as you saw, the probability of a one or more tornadoes within your general area is a 40% and a low 20% for an EF2 to EF5. So, it looks like this tornado watch is going to be a wind and hail risk, but, they believe that there's the potential for a tornado or two as well. So that's going to be interesting to note here. I'm going to jump back up to this one up here. And it looks like this one up here has began to diminish its hook structure a tad bit. There is still the ELV, or the left flank velocity enhancement. I believe that's what it is. It's hard recognizing with the Canadian radars. But there's still rotation here. We still have greens moving towards and reds moving away. But looking at correlation coefficient, there's no accurate way of telling if this is going to be a tornadic storm or not. So let's go to Twitter very, very quickly here. Man, that chicken is very fearless right there. Jeez, that's insane. That's insane right there. So here's the tornado watch issued by NWS Tornado on Twitter here. And I believe that this is the skinniest tornado watch I have ever seen in my entire life. That's insane. Yeah, that's true. Why? Okay, as long as that isn't spiders. Oh, yes, so this is what happened last night. I unfortunately couldn't stream the event. I missed out on this absolute monster of a storm. As you can imagine, I am very mad that I missed out on this. I'm hoping that no one was injured in that storm. I'll let you out soon, Bozy, okay? As soon as these storms move through, you'll be out for the rest of the day. So I have to put you back in there in about an hour so I can eat. So we have a bunch of special weather statements across the board here. We have a bunch of severe thunderstorm warnings, but unfortunately we can't get a good reading at these, as unfortunately we have no radars in close proximity. Closest one we have is Rapid Cities. And unfortunately, that will not do the case here. As you can see, the Bowman Air Force Base will not do it for this event. I am predicting that there will be a new watch issued for this area within the next 2 hours, by the way. So, I'm going to end the stream here until another tornado warning is issued here in the United States. If you are in Canada watching, I'd pay attention to the weather. As I have said before, there are multiple supercells that are beginning to pop up all across the board here. So until then, stay tuned to your local NOAA weather radio if you have one. And until the next tornado warning is issued in the U.S., peace out.